Just looking at some stats earlier today, you guys have the lowest pace in the league, and I know that you guys wanted to be like that high pace kind of team.
Yeah.
Do you attribute that to just like the players coming in and out and personnel changing, or has there been like a deliberate effort to be a little more deliberate on offense, or where do you think that's coming from?
So the first thing I asked you was, how are you doing, right? Yeah. So 6 games in 10 days, 6 games in 12 days prior to the All-Star. Now, after this game, we'll have six back into 10. So I think that's has something to do with pace. We play with, I think, so much energy, especially on the defensive end, obviously, and physicality to rebound, that the schedule kind of doesn't help. You know what I mean? So I think that's why. Yep.
Hey, Natalie.
Yep.
Through all the lineup changes, Veronica Burton has been the one consistent
Consistent.
starting lineup, started every game so far.
Yeah.
What you talk a lot about connectivity. What allows her to connect different lineups together, whether it's with the second unit or with the starters?
Yeah, I think we'll, give her credit for taking care of her body. Tip obviously didn't start because she got injured. So that was the reason. Tammy the same thing. So, I mean, our starters would, if they're available, I would obviously start them. But again, just give credit to just the way V, like, I mean, I ask her every day, are you getting your sleep? Are you, t eating the right foods? And she's just like, I'm going to the cold tub, Natalie. I'm going to the cold tub. So, it's her. It's her being a professional off the court, doing all the things that she's supposed to do in order to play the 30 plus minutes she has been playing every single game. So I got to give her credit because she sacrifices, I'm sure, time with her friends, or time with her family. Like she's taking care of her body. And so when you have a pro like that, then, we're very lucky to have someone to just kind of pour everything into being, a point guard for us. Yeah.
Hi, Natalie.
I'm at.
After your multiple games against the Aces now, what have you enjoyed about coaching against Becky? And then what are the things that you've gone like, damn, she really is good at that?
Matt, well, we play them in a couple hours, so I can't like give you guys this information. But if you want to ask me after the game, I can't.
General,
Yeah, it has to be very
enjoyed and what you
broad.
maybe haven't enjoyed with what she's done.
Okay. I mean, obviously the familiar faces. Like it's really cool. Just to see like the people that you spent 3 seasons with, like more time than your family. It's really cool just to see them. And then obviously a little bit of familiarity with what she's run, obviously, and like their frequencies and their tendencies because I coached with them. So that's good. But at the same time, I still know there's 4 Olympians on that other team. So they're obviously dangerous at any moment. And it's not even that too. It's not even the sets. It's the IQ that Chelsea Gray has, and it's the level of connectedness they have. Chelsea and Asia in pick and roll, Jackie and Asia in pick and roll. Those are things sometimes like even if you have like really really great defense, sometimes you just can't stop it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going this way. Hi, Natalie. Um, Becky said that she's impressed with your team's resilience this season. Is resilience ingrained or is it learned?
That's a question for the players, really. I guess what I could say is I can only help them if I feel that it's not up to par to where I want it. And so again, going back to like, why are we at such a slow pace? It's because I think I demand a type of intensity and energy on the defensive end, amount of communication, a sense of urgency with the communication. That's all effort. That's all invested energy that they have to give to each other. So I think when it's not there, it's not at the level, I push them. So I don't know if is that learned or is it me just commanding on the times that they need to be commanded? What do you think?
I think you guys have been good at identifying players I mean, you can't test for resilience, right?
Right.
Or those, I mean, intangibles or something, but that's really something that either somebody sort of comes with or they don't. And you guys seem to have found players who come with that and you've needed them to have it based on all of the lineups, the changes, rolling with, I mean, their ability to roll with things and stay relatively consistent.
Yeah, I think that has to do too with high character of being open to accepting, Kai Charles right now, and she's playing solid minutes for us. So that's very high character of people accepting her. And I think it's like really quick trust that they do. They trusted her and we trusted her as a player to finish games. So I think there's a type give each other. Yep.
Hi, Natalie. In that same vein, I talked to Tommy this morning. She emphasized one of the lessons she learned from this road trip was just communicating better,
Yep.
emphasizing communication more. Do you feel like that can like help overcome like some of these like crazy schedules where you're like playing 6 and 10 and just not getting as much rest? Like, does that overcome some of the physical toll?
That I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I think it helps, obviously, but I think it really goes down to like the sacrifice that these girls, make in terms of decisions. Do I go out to dinner with my friends on the road? Do I just stay in and, do an ice bath in the hotel? Like these are, choices that our girls are making that they're sacrificing. Obviously, if you have friends and family in certain cities, that you want to visit, but I've been trying to push them of like, if y'all want to win, if you guys want to win games, then you're gonna have to take some time out of your, social time. You're gonna have to sacrifice, and it's a choice. And I think from that last road trip of how resilient we were, I think they've been making the right decisions. Yep.
Hey, Natalie. Matt and I asked Becky about Ileana's growth, and I was just wondering from your perspective, from when she played with you in Las Vegas to now, where have you seen the most growth or the growth that's most impressed you? And just her ability to step in, like how did you know she's going to be able to step in day one and impact this team at such a high level when you hadn't worked with her for 3+ years? Is it about her that you just were trusting right away she's going to come in and be a great player and fit right in with this group?
Yeah, it was what I've seen her grow is her confidence. Her confidence has raised. I think it's from all the experiences that she's had, obviously, with the French national team and the teams that she's played on. So just kind of credit to her coaching staff prior, credit to her circle. I think having a very supportive circle is important. And then just credit to our front office. They've been keeping eyes on her as well. And so they just said she's going to be ready. I know she's coming late, but she's going to be ready. And I also think just credit to our coaching staff to make sure we hit her early on, you know what I mean? And just, feeding her our offense and our defense. So then when she came in, a lot of us sacrificed early mornings to get up with her and make sure she feels like acclimated to everything. So just, I think, credit to our whole organization in everything, but also credit to Illy for accepting everything and to be pushed, to her limits as well. Like we fed her 5 or 6 sets in one day, and she was able to pick it up.
Hey, Coach. I spoke with Asia earlier today, and she said about your guys' relationship, that's my dog. She said that you guys have a very close, player-coach relationship and that you guys kept it real with each other. I'm just curious for you, what was your relationship, like with Asia and with the team more broadly?
Yeah. I worked out Asia. She was the first person that I worked out because I left early than Becky and Tyler. So Becky was like, if you can take care of the girls that are in town, she's like, obviously I'd appreciate it. And so, yeah, met her at Impact. And I was just like, all right, you want to do some ball handling drills? She goes, not really. And I was just like, okay, let's do it anyways. And what's the best thing about Asia is that she's just real. Like, if this is how she feels, she's going to tell you how she feels. But at the end of the day, she's going to say, I want to be the best. So I know when someone says you want to be the best, then you get to push them. You get to push them when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're tired, anything. And I think that was really cool with Asia is just like, keep it real. Like that's what I think in terms of like me being her dog. But yeah, when someone says you want to be the best, I mean, like the sky's the limit. And as you see, as Asia's grown, like her ability to bring the ball up now, I mean, she looks like a point guard right now, and then now shooting the 3, like she's shooting at all 3 levels. Give her another season, she's probably going to be shooting from the logo. So, so just, again, anytime someone says I want to be the best, that's a special person. Yeah.
Natalie, you're sitting in playoff position right now as an expansion team coming into the league, and the league has become better. And you were talking about rosters, and I'm looking at this roster. Really, Tiffany Hayes was the only one that got significant time as a starter on her other teams. So when you're looking at having 2 new teams coming next year, what would be your advice to those expansion teams as they put their teams together?
I didn't even think about this question. I would say choose a head coach, obviously. And whatever your head coach feels in terms of the importance of what they want to build cultural wise and identity. Those have to be established first, because I've learned, and I told them this on the road trip, that I can only coach people that always want to win no matter what the score is, right? So we're down with Connecticut. It was just, we didn't show up. We were exhausted. But I said, yo, when we're down by 30, I still think we're going to win. And that's the type of coach I'm going to be for 40 minutes. You know what I mean? But if you're a player that is not really resilient through very tough times, being down by 30 or down by, 40, at what point? I can't coach you. So for me, I needed players that wanted to be pushed through the worst moments of a game time, or through the lowest points in terms of adversity. And I have those players. And if I don't, then they're not going to do well with me, because I'm going to keep going at them, keep going at them until I get some type of improvement or some type of fight back. So yeah, to answer your question, you got to have that culture, and then you got to pick the players that fit that culture.
You guys have had so many players come in and out, obviously, and someone like Kyla, she joins the team the morning of your game. She plays 17 minutes, 22 minutes the next game. What's that like when you have a player come in mid-season? It's a little different with Caitlin in LA because they knew a little bit of your playbook, but how do you decide, here are the plays you need to know tonight? What does that process look like when you're bringing someone in mid-season and right off the bat, they have to contribute?
Yeah, just hit them on all levels, because we like to really think about everyone's learning abilities, whether it's social, whether it's physical, whether it's visual, whether it's auditorial. So we just make sure, because we don't know her, that we teach her in every level. So we brought her to the ballroom, we showed her film, we had to, we had a coach, if you want us to draw it on the board, we'll draw it on the board. We had to hit all levels, because she needed to know our game plan in 3 hours. So yeah, so it's just, just being ready to have new players. Obviously, without Mo, we're missing, a lot of energy, a lot of rebounding, a lot of freaking connectedness that she brings. And so we understand, Kyla isn't Mo, but Kyla is her own special person in a way of her defense, her 0.5 decisions offensively. And she has a great tenacity too. I like her about her on both ends of the floor. So, and honestly, it's just Kyla being Kyla. We didn't do that much. Yeah. All right. Thanks, you guys.